Alabama's F-150 Superstore, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com. Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware, the Huntsville Sports Commission, and by Bryant Bank. We are proud to be Alabama's bank of the community and for the community. Online at BryantBank.com.
The AVCA Beach Volleyball Pairs National Championships are back in Huntsville this November. 64 of the nation's top pairs in collegiate beach volleyball are hitting the sand in a weekend packed with big serves, wild rallies, and high-flying action. It's fast, it's fun, and best of all, it's free. You don't want to miss the excitement live, so grab your sunglasses, rally your crew, and join us at John Hunt Park Sand Volleyball Courts from November 7th to the 9th.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
John Abraham here for Bobcat of Huntsville. And fellas, it's time to dip into the transfer portal. It's time to bring home that 5-star industry-leading Bobcat machinery, handhelds, and service. And Bobcat of Huntsville is making it easier than ever to buy or rent in just a few clicks. Need your steel chainsaw, cut quick, or trimmer bought and delivered? Head over to bobcatofhuntsville.com or call 256-895-3311. That's 256-895-3311. And start winning with Bobcat today.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama!
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Welcome to the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show. Powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's your host, Scott Theisen.
And welcome into week 9 of the high school football season. It is indeed the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. If you're out and about in Guntersville tomorrow, make sure you stop by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. All kinds of great stuff. Tonight, week 9 of the high school football season, 95% of our teams will conclude their region campaign tonight. The other 5 will do it next week. Remember, we have Class 4A Region 8, Class 4A Region 7. Those are 9-team regions. So they've got to play one more week of region play on the final week of the regular season, which is next week. Pretty much everybody else played tonight. That means we have region titles up for grabs, playoff spots up for grabs, home field advantage in round 1 up for grabs, all kinds of stuff tonight. But we start in Class 7A Region 7, Brawley Stadium, the place to be. Florence and Sparkman. Florence has owned this series, so much so that they've won 14 straight in it. Senators have never won a game inside Brawley Stadium. Their last win in the series, 2006. Florence would start the scoring first. Zoe Martin, 2-yard touchdown run, made it 7-0 Falcons. Sparkman would answer right back right before the end of the first quarter to tie it at 7. This one would go back and forth. And for the first time in school history, the Sparkman Senators get it done inside Brawley Stadium. Your final 24-21. So what does that mean? Well, it means Sparkman is going to finish 5-2 in the region. Florence, had Florence hung on and won this ball game, they would be your Class 7A Region 4 champions. Well, now you have to wait and find out what happens between Austin and Grissom. Well, Austin, no problems tonight. Black Bears get it done 35-14. James Clemens, no problems with Albertville, 45-0. Huntsville does get by Bob Jones, 21-10. Huntsville does finish 7A Region 4 at 4-3, but they will miss the playoffs. Your four teams, Florence, Austin, James Clemens, and Sparkman, all finish with identical 5-2 records. So now you got to throw in all the tiebreakers. So Sparkman has the tiebreaker over Florence, but James Clemens and Austin have the tiebreaker over Sparkman. Florence has the tiebreaker over James Clemens and Austin. Austin has the tiebreaker over Sparkman and James Clemens. So it's going to come down to probably your non-region opponents in Class 7A Region 4. But we will visit with some head coaches to figure this one out, because that is a crazy scenario there in Class 7A Region 4. How about Class 6A Region 6? Fort Payne over Lee, 49-24. Gadsden City over May Jemison, 13-12. Southside was leading Hazel Green, or my bad, Hazel Green was leading Southside last check, but it's not going to mean much except for, and it is a final, just gone final. Hazel Green over Southside, 38-29, your final there. So that is in Class 6A Region 8. Fort Payne, again, your region champion. They're going to be the 1 seed. Gadsden City, the 2 seed. Buckhorn will be your 3 seed. And Southside will be your 4th seed. They finish at 2-4 as well. Remember, May Jemison finished 2-4 in region play. But because Southside knocked off May Jemison earlier in the year in double overtime, Southside gets the tiebreaker over May Jemison. We'll let you know who they're going to play. They're going to match up with Class 6A Region 7 in the first round of the playoffs in 2 weeks. We'll let you know those matchups. Class 6A Region 7 tonight. Coleman over Buckhorn, 22-19. Remember, that is a non-region contest. Your 3 region games in 6A Region 7. Jasper over Columbia, 61-22. Athens over Decatur, 49-14. The big one in that region took place at J.P. Kane Stadium there in Hartselle, as the winner of this one's going to bring home your region title. It was a good one. 4th-ranked Hartselle hosting 3rd-ranked Muscle Shoals in Class 6A. Hartselle jumped out to a fast 14-0 lead. Carter Lee, Kane Falciani, 2 touchdown pass receptions for Falciani right out of the gates. Hartselle forces a turnover on Muscle Shoals' first offensive possession of the game. Hartselle would lead 17-3 at the half. Second half, 17-10 at the half. Second half, whatever Scott Baisden told his team in the locker room worked, because they shut out Hartselle in the second half. They go on to get the win, 31-17. So Muscle Shoals, your Class 6A Region 7 champion. They finished 6-0 in region play. Hartselle 5-1. Hartselle's going to be your 2 seed. Jasper's going to be your 3 seed. They knock off Columbia 61-22. And Athens, because of their 49-14 win over Decatur, they get to 3-3 in region play. They will be your 4th seed. So Muscle Shoals, Hartselle, Jasper, Athens, in that order in Class 6A Region 7. Class 6A Region 6, want to let you know, Oxford over Huffman, 55-6. They played that one last night. Clay Chalkville over Pinson Valley, 52-14. You got to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we do it each and every Friday night. How about the Lee Marching Band Blue Thunder helping us with the scores? Little cameo Reggie Pearson, thank you so much for letting us drop by band practice earlier this year to record some of our soundtrack for the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. We still have 3 more weeks. We've got the final week of the regular season, and we're going to take you through 2 weeks of the playoffs with scores. Class 5A Region 8, a lot going on there. We're going to break all this down here as the show kind of goes along. Guntersville hanging on in the 5A rankings. They've fallen all the way down to number 9. They were on the road tonight at Douglas. They get it done 28-14. Boaz over Arab 37-22. The story in 5A Region 8, Scottsboro, remember, they were already in the clubhouse. They were 5-1. Guntersville finishes 5-1 because of Scottsboro's win over Guntersville 2 weeks ago. Scottsboro going to be your 5A Region 8 number 1 seed. Guntersville your number 2 seed. Boaz going to slide in there as the 3 seed because Boaz again knocks off Arab 37-22. Arab going to finish 3-3 in region play. They're going to be your 4th seed out of Class 5A Region 8. All right, we say it each and every week. Let's put 4 quarters on the board. When we come back, we'll run it all down. We'll get you 1 through 7, 7 through 1. Plus, we'll get you some playoff matchups. We're going to talk to some coaches. We've got some happy coaches across the Tennessee Valley tonight. We're going to reach out to them. We haven't even touched what went on in 4A and 3A tonight. Got a lot of stuff to get through. It's the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high, but so is average consumer debt? Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit northalabamamortgage.com for more information.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's your host, Scott Theisen.
All right, welcome back in. It's the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show. We were running down some scores there right before the top of the hour. We've got 4 quarters with you. We're going to take you all the way till 11 o'clock like we do each and every Friday night. Tonight, week 9 of the high school football season. Plenty of scores to get through. Plenty of playoff implications on the line. Region titles, playoff spots, who's going to be at home for round 1, and who's going to be on the road in round 1. A lot of questions answered tonight. We still have some that'll get answered next week on the final week of the regular season. But let's hit it real fast. Let's start with Class 7A.
Class 7A scores.
All right, James Clemens shuts out Albertville 45-0. Huntsville over Bob Jones 21-10. Austin over Grissom 35-14. The big one, Florence and Sparkman. The Senators knock off Florence 24-21. First win for Sparkman inside Brawley Stadium in school history. All right, let's bounce into some Class 6A.
Class 6A scores.
All right, Class 6A, Region 8 real fast. Fort Payne over Lee, 49-24. Hazel Green over Southside, 38-29. And it's Gadsden City over May Jemison, 13-12. But let's hit a pause on the 6A scores because I want to venture in all the way. We're going to go all the way to Class 3A, Region 8. What a battle it was in Geraldine. 5th-ranked Geraldine hosting 3rd-ranked Fife. Region title up for grabs. Folks, this is a rivalry game. All right, anytime you get a game on Sand Mountain like this one, I guarantee you there was not a soul left in Fife. There was not a soul left in Geraldine. Everybody at the ball game tonight, and they were treated to a fantastic ball game. Geraldine comes out on top over Fife, 17-6, your final score. And he's kind enough to join us on the Scoreboard Show hotline, fresh off the whim. Geraldine head coach Michael Davis joining us on the Scoreboard Show hotline. His team wins tonight, their 4th straight win. Coach, congratulations on this one.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you finished the region play 7-0. You win the region championship, and your only loss coming back on September 26th to Boaz. Let's talk about tonight's game, though. You knew coming in, Paul Benefield's teams, I mean, they're physical, they're tough, they're going to grind you out, and they're going to hold the ball if you let them. But talk about tonight's game.
Yeah, it was like all you said, it was a tough battle. We expected that. We're, very close to this opponent. Where rivalry is, or a good rivalry, the community knows each other, the kids know each other, they go to church together, their parents work together. Those are really cool atmosphere. If you're a fan, that's the kind of games you want to go to. Unfortunately, there has to be a loser. But I feel like the community's got their money's worth, and it was what Friday Night Football is all about.
What worked well? I mean, only 17 points tonight. You knew points probably going in were going to be a premium. What worked well tonight against Fife?
When you're playing teams like that, they're going to make plays. So you gotta find ways to not combine back-to-back bad plays and be able to overcome some moments throughout the game. And we did that. And we were able to run the football. That's who we are, and Fife does a really good job of stopping the run. So, we just stayed true to who we are and stayed true to our identity and played really, really good defense. Super proud of our defense, the way they played and executed at a high level. There's some plays we'd want back, but I'm super proud of their effort. And offensively, we were able to run the football and staying true to who we were. And we stuck to the plan and come out victorious.
Coach, who kind of had who kind of stood out for you tonight on the playing field?
Our offensive line and defensive line, they really battled and played really, really well. It was really an overall team win. There's so many names that come to mind, but our quarterback played was really, really well tonight. John Beck Wade played really well and executed and made some big plays, created some explosive plays with his legs, and made the throws when he needed to make them. He was very smart tonight, and he took that next step in the direction I wanted him to see, or I wanted him to make. So really, really good night. We're going in the right direction. The plan now is we got to move in the right direction going into next week.
Yeah, and next week is at home with Douglas to wrap up the regular season. You will be at home round 1 of the playoffs. You'll get the 4th seed, out of Class 3A Region 7. I think it's probably going to be either Colbert Heights or Rogers. I'm not seeing how that's going to play out, but you got one more week, I guess you could say, to get better before the playoffs.
Yes, one more week, against a really, really good opponent that we have a lot of respect for, and, clean some things up that we did the last 2 weeks and want to get a little better and try to get some guys, fresh and back from injury and get ready to play our best football come November.
All right. Coach, congratulations. Michael Davis, head coach of the Geraldine Bulldogs. They get the win tonight over Fife, 17-6. They win Class 3A Region 8. Coach, congratulations on the win. Best of luck next week against Douglas.
Thank you for having me on.
All right.
Good night.
There we go. Kind enough to spend a few minutes with us here on the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. And again, we'll update you on Class 3A Region 7. We can tell you the top-ranked team in Class 3A, Mars Hill Bible, they were victorious tonight. They get it done. They looked ever impressive. They shut out Clements tonight, 52-0. Your final there. Colbert County, they were at home against Sheffield. Colbert Heights was at Lauderdale County. So that is a huge game. Rogers did get a win tonight. So Rogers is in the clubhouse now at 4-3. We will get you those Lauderdale County scores, the Colbert County, the Colbert Heights. We will get you those scores here in just a second so we can fill in that half of the bracket on Class 3A Region 7 to let you know who is going where. Just wanted to see by chance if the scoreboard team had those scores handy for us. They're working on it, they tell me. They're working on it. They're going to get it done for us. Anyway, 256-576-4977. If you have a score or you were at a game here for Week 9, feel free to give us a call. We mentioned Class 3A Region 8. We mentioned the Geraldine Fife score. We do have Whitesburg Christian Academy head coach Jared Adcock and company. They were victorious tonight, 49-8 over Asbury. The last score we had from Colbert Heights and Lauderdale County was a third quarter score, 31-12. I have to imagine now that game is ever so close to being finished. And then Sheffield and Colbert County, let's see if the scoreboard team has that one up on the big board. I am sure it is close to being a final because that is a big ball game as far as playoff implications go. We'll get you a final on that one here in just a minute. All right, let's roll through some more Class 3A scores since we're there right now. Class 3A Region 6, Piedmont over Walter Wellborn, 56-16. Class 3A Region 5, it was Winfield over Vinemont, 47-7. Phil Campbell over Hansville, 76-29. Of course, these are all 3A Region 5 scores. Carbon Hill, Gordo, no problems with Carbon Hill, 61-25. Let's get you our first look at what we have in Class 2A.
Class 2A scores.
All right, Class 2A Region 8, Lexington over Tharptown, 69-6. Winston County shuts out Decatur Heritage, 49-0. Of course, that's Class 2A Region 8. Red Bay taking on Tanner tonight. We'll get you that final. The reason why is because Red Bay started the night 4-0, unbeaten in region play, pretty much guaranteed to be at home, and they get it done tonight over Tanner, 44-21, your final there. So Red Bay does indeed. They are 5-0 in region play. Tanner falls to 2-3. You look at the rest of the scores. Lexington does get a win, so they're 4-1. So Red Bay and Lexington in Class 2A Region 8, they're going to be at home for round one of the playoffs. Red Bay, your region champion. Lexington will be the number 2 seed. Winston County does get a win. They're 3-2. So I would have to say right now, Red Bay 1, Lexington 2, Winston County 3. And for the minute, Tanner's going to slide into the playoffs as a 4 seed, if my math is correct. All right. We talked about the big ball game. We talked about it, Class 6A Region 7. It was a top 10 matchup. Third-ranked Muscle Shoals traveling to take on Hartselle. J.P. Kane Stadium, the place to be. We talked about how Hartselle got off to a fast start, 14-0. In fact, they lead 17-10 at the half. Muscle Shoals made some great defensive adjustments in the second half. They go on to get the win, 31-17. And their head coach, Muscle Shoals head coach Scott Basden, kind enough to spend a couple minutes with us here on the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Coach, congratulations on bringing home a region title tonight. You bring home the Class 6A Region 7 title with a rather impressive second half performance against a very good Hartzell team.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I thought our coaches and kids made great adjustments and, just kept playing. We were sort of backs were against the wall there early, but, we knew a couple of the plays that they had hit on us that they couldn't maintain, doing those type of things all night. And, I just thought, we just stayed the course. I thought Coach Darton caught a heck of a game offensively, and Coach Lawler did a great job defensively. And, just hats off to our kids for, not losing their mind and just playing resilient football.
Coach, obviously you come out, Hartzell scores their first possession. Your very first offensive play is an interception. Hartzell turns that into another point. What did you tell the guys? How did you kind of keep them, calm and keep them on track there, especially early on in the first half?
You just got to keep playing. We talk about it all the time. When bad things happen, put on more steam, and good things happen, put on more steam, and just keep playing. Play the next play. You can't do nothing about the last one, so you got to focus on the next one. And Tylen Smith, he had got his eyes bad on that first touchdown they got, but he comes back and makes 2 interceptions and then gets a pick 6 for about 70 yards. So, if you're not a little resilient there and duck your head and hang your head and foul, good things don't happen. So, I think our kids got a lot of character about them, and, just real proud of the coaches, keeping them up and keeping them playing.
Offensively, what happened in the second half to kind of open it up a little bit?
Just started establishing the run a little more and gave us a little more space in the passing game. And, we was just able to move the chains and, really was able to control the line of scrimmage there in the second half.
All right, Scott Baisden, head coach of the Muscle Shoals Trojans. His team victorious tonight over Hartzell, 31-17. Coach, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the region title. You will have Southside in round 1 of the 6A playoffs in 2 weeks. Congratulations on tonight's game, though.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, there you go. Scott Baisden, Muscle Shoals head coach. Muscle Shoals is going to wrap up the regular season next week at home, taking on 7A Austin. Never backing away from a challenge is Scott Baisden and company. All right, 256-576-4977. If you'd like to be a part of the program tonight, let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll talk more high school football with you, because for the first time in school history, the Sparkman Senators are victorious. Their head coach going to join us after this.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman, or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville. When the final whistle blows, the conversation is just getting started. Catch the Alabama Football Recap Show with Drew DeArmond and Steve Moulton on 97.7 The Zone. Brought to you by Dreamland Barbecue in Huntsville, proud title sponsor of the Recap Show. Because when it comes to football and ribs, everybody knows ain't nothing like them nowhere. Alabama football Dreamland Barbecue, the perfect team.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
This is David Green, head coach of the Buckhorn Bucks, and you are listening to North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back into the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. We talked about this one off the top of the show. Florence and Sparkman, big 7A Region 4 game. And Florence had won 14 straight in the series. Sparkman's last win, 2006. The Senators, before this evening, had never won a game inside Brawley Stadium. You can change that now as they get a 24-21 win in a classic ball game inside Brawley Stadium. Their head coach, Ronnie Watson, kind enough to join us on his way back home from the game. Coach, congratulations on this one.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Everything goes to the coaches and the players. I mean, coaches got them in spots to make plays, and the players executed.
Coach, this one was back and forth. I mean, Florence opens up on a 2-yard touchdown run first quarter. Zoe Martin, they go up on top 7-0. But right before the end of the first quarter, you find the end zone and answer the touchdown, but then you add a field goal there. Talk about the first half.
Well, the first half, some things went, didn't go the way we like them, and we still go into the half up by 3, and just gave our guys, that push that we needed in the fourth quarter to finish the football game.
Yeah, and take us to the fourth quarter. Florence had the lead. You drive late. You find the end zone to get the lead. Take us through that fourth quarter.
Oh, man, I mean, that's why you coach. That's why you play. I mean, fourth quarter, it doesn't get more classic than that, just back and forth. Thank God, Coach Smith got the guys that got the ball that make plays, and Coach Livingston, we had to make some adjustments on some coverages, but they did, and and in the end, good guys won.
You continue to write different notes in the record book there at Sparkman. First ever win for this team inside Brawley Stadium, but it comes at probably one of the biggest times in this program. You go to 5-2 with everything, with all the dust settling tonight. Now you got 4 teams at 5-2. How do you guys know, or how do you begin to decipher who gets what seed?
I mean, that's what we're doing now, and it's making sure everything else in the region, all the games are done.
Yeah, they're all done. Yeah, James Clemens wins.
We just got on the bus. I haven't even looked at everything on how everything fared. So.
Well, I can tell you. So James Clemens beats Albertville 45-0. Austin beats Grissom 35-14. So Austin wins. James Clemens wins. So now it's Florence, Austin, James Clemens, and Sparkman with identical 5-2 region records.
Wow. So that'll get us to tiebreaker G or H or something like that. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Well, the good news is you're part of that tiebreaker thing, and you're headed to the playoffs for sure. We know that. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the win tonight. I mean, this is big considering you really challenged this team in the non-region games to start off the year. And I know it probably didn't go the way the kids wanted to, but they've battled and now you're 5-2 in region play.
Well, making it like that, as far as schedule and stuff like that. I mean, you wanted to have that adversity at the beginning of the season because that's going to help you win, games you got to win. And, everything ain't went our way, but our guys have been so resilient. We talk about resiliency all the time. They haven't given up. Greatest thing about this is these seniors get, +1, and then any other games we get after that. It's just an exciting time for them, and great to see what we can do after tonight. But we're going to enjoy tonight for at least 24 hours.
Well, then you get a bye week next week, and you get to rest before going into the playoffs. I can sure after playing 10 straight weeks, this team probably needs a down week.
Yeah, I think everybody at this point of the season, needs it. But I mean, especially us. Of course, just like everybody, we got nicks and bruises and things like that, and we'll do some things next week and things like that. But, get ready to play, whoever down in the Mobile area, we got to play.
Well, Coach, congratulations, Ronnie. Congratulations, Ronnie Watson, head coach of the Sparkman Senators. His team victorious tonight in Florence at Brawley Stadium, 24-21. Coach, congratulations on the win and safe travels back home.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys. Go Senators.
All right, there you go. Ronnie Watson gets it done tonight. Let's stay in Class 7A because Huntsville does get a win tonight over Bob Jones, 21-10. Huntsville finishes 4-3 in region play. Bob Jones, who got off to a fantastic start this season, they end up region play 3-4. Kind of a disappointing finish there for Kelvis White and company. But Huntsville victorious tonight, 4-3, just missing the playoffs. Again, Florence, Austin, James Clemens, Sparkman headed to the postseason, but a nice way for Huntsville to finish the year.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, Scott. It was bittersweet, as you know, with the passing away of a classmate that you are very familiar with. You know that family very well.
Laney Anderson.
Laney
Anderson and Ellie Anderson.
Ellie and Laney, both Huntsville High graduates. Their father, Mark, and God be with their mother, who is going through so much. They had a ceremony honoring her 25 minutes before kickoff because this was supposed to be Huntsville's homecoming.
Yes, it was the homecoming game, just no festivities all week.
And they had the game, but they did not have any festivities due to this tragedy. And so it was a somber mood kind of before the game. And you wondered how Huntsville could get back up because their hearts were broken, last week by that gut-wrenching loss to a good Florence team and the questionable officiating that led to that. But to give Huntsville credit, they came out, they played hard. Now, it was not a pretty game in the first half. It was 7-7 at halftime. Huntsville really was stuck in neutral for about a quarter and a half. And then Jackson Spencer, who was really the MVP of the game, the senior running back linebacker, he had a 57-yard burst to the 3 and then scored a touchdown. It looked like with about 30 seconds to go, Scott, that Huntsville was going to run the clock out basically and win and lead 7-0 at half. But they broke a run. They got to the Bob Jones 42. And then if you remember on Talking Ball this morning, our good friend Louis LeBlanc told us about when it's cold, the ball is slick.
Yeah.
Well, Huntsville decided to throw the football because they thought they had a chance with 40-something seconds on the clock and a couple timeouts to potentially put themselves in position to score another before halftime. Well, Wyatt Smith, senior quarterback, avoided some pressure, tried to pump, and then the ball came out. I thought it was a pass, but obviously the officials called it a fumble. It was recovered by Bob Jones at about the Huntsville 48-yard line. And by now there's like 49 seconds to go, 49 seconds. And then they get sacked on first down. And so there's about 30 seconds left on the clock. They don't use a timeout. And then they decide to throw a Hail Mary because after the sack, they were on their own 48. Well, to the credit of Bob Jones, and I want to give a credit to Jacoby Gill, and he's actually a transfer from James Clemens. He laid out a pretty ball. 3 Huntsville defenders were down there around Reese Dorsey, the senior wide receiver and QB who played some QB tonight. And the ball was tipped up in the air. They called interference. I thought that was questionable, but it doesn't really matter because Dorsey made an unbelievable play. The ball went straight up in the air. He turns and contorts his body and catches it in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And so they score a touchdown, kick an extra point with 14 seconds to go. Huntsville takes a knee. It's a tie game. Bob Jones comes out, short field goal not short, 35-yard field goal to their credit. By Wiggum in the third quarter. They take a 10-7 lead, and then Huntsville just kind of stayed with it. They put Xavier Drake in at running back to help complement Jackson Spencer. But then it came down to some fourth downs. I mean, Huntsville had a fourth down and broke a 24-yard touchdown run. Jackson Spencer, yet again, his second touchdown of the game, 14-10 lead in the fourth quarter with about 9 minutes to go. And then Bob Jones is forced to punt. Bryson Grissom has a 38-yard punt return to set it up in Bob Jones territory. And then Huntsville turns another fourth down from Jackson Spencer. It's 4th and 2 again. He goes for 8 yards to the 3-yard line. And then a snap kind of went awry, and they were trying to hand the ball to Xavier Drake, but it went to the QB, Wyatt Smith, and it was a third down play. And luckily, I think the balance kind of went Huntsville's way in this regard. Once they ran into each other in the backfield, they weren't expecting Wyatt to keep the ball. There was a little bit of a hole there. He slid through from a yard out and scores, and Huntsville turns Bob Jones over the next possession, wins 21-10. And this is how tight this region was. I talked to Jimmy Gay after the game, talked to Charlie Wilburn. Basically, 4 plays from Huntsville being 8-1 and winning this region, but those plays did not go their way against Sparkman and against Florence. And now they're out of the playoffs, having a good year. They got a chance to win 7 games next week for the first time ever in 7A, and yet this region was so tight. And you heard Ronnie Watson on the phone. Great job by the Senators. Now it's about tiebreakers, and we're trying to figure that out now. I think the region they're matched up with, 7A Region 1, was won by Baker tonight. So Baker will be the 1, and I think Mary Montgomery will be the 2, hosting in that region.
Yeah, Baker beats Fairhope tonight, 35-10, your final there. So they are 6-1. Fairhope falls to 5-2. Mary Montgomery came into this one tonight, 5-1. Sitting there tied with Baker. So we'll get you the rest of that score from Class 7A Region 1 here in just a minute. All right, but let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll run down some more scores. The scores keep coming in. The playoff seeds keep getting finalized. And again, Mary Montgomery does get a win tonight over Davidson, 49-0. So Mary Montgomery and Baker will finish 1-2 in Class 7A Region 1.
Right.
Fairhope, and I got to look to see if Daphne does come out on top tonight, because some tiebreakers could fall into place there in 7A Region 1. Daphne came in 4-2. Davidson came in 3-3. So we'll get you the rest of that, but we can tell you Mary Montgomery and Baker will finish atop that region. Baker will finish 1, Mary Montgomery 2. Fairhope should finish 3 in that region, and then we'll figure out the 4th seed in 7A Region 1.
It looks like it's going to be, I'm looking at the standings, Scott, it's going to be Daphne 8-2, 5-2 overall.
Daphne 5-2 overall. So your 4 teams, Mary Montgomery, Baker, Fairhope, and Daphne out of 7A Region 1. They will match up with 7A Region 4. Let's get a break in. More Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware coming your way next.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The AVCA Beach Volleyball Pairs National Championships are back in Huntsville this November. 64 of the nation's top pairs in collegiate beach volleyball are hitting the sand in a weekend packed with big serves, wild rallies, and high-flying action. It's fast, it's fun, and best of all, it's free. You don't want to miss the excitement live, so grab your sunglasses, rally your crew, and join us at John Hunt Park Sand Volleyball Courts from November 7th to the 9th.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile, and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99, or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Exceptional outcomes start with exceptional therapists, and that's what you'll find at Johnson & Hayes Physical Therapy. With 7 convenient locations across North Alabama, Johnson & Hayes offers expert care close to home. Our experienced clinicians specialize in everything from orthopedic and neurological rehab to TMJ, pelvic health, and lymphedema therapy. Johnson & Hayes is trusted by physicians and by patients across the region. Visit johnsonandhayes.com and see why outcomes matter at Johnson & Hayes.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know, the holiday season is just around the corner. So come to Owen Home Appliance Center and get the complete Frigidaire kitchen. You buy the fridge, the range, and the microwave, and you get a dishwasher free. Or maybe you need a commercial kitchen for that huge family coming in for the holiday season. Let them help you with brands like Viking, Miele, KitchenAid, Z-Line, and Cafe. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. That's what Owen Home Appliance Center stands for. Just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
This is Sammy Coates, head football coach at Columbia High School, and you're listening to North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Oh, welcome back in. Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. We're trying to determine the state tiebreaker rules in Class 7A Region 4. Good luck trying to decipher those. Good luck. Good luck. Because it is almost impossible to try to figure this one out. It's almost impossible. It reads like one of those IKEA manuals. It is next to impossible. The team with the best winning percentage against non-required common opponents of the two teams tied for the highest winning percentage ahead of all the other teams involved in the tie. The team that defeated the other in the required regular season game will be placed ahead of all tied teams, and if necessary, apply A and B are applicable for the remaining teams in the tie. We'll figure it out as we go. But we can tell you this. Class 4A Region 8 had another winner-take-all showdown for a region title tonight. The Plainview Bears at home taking on Madison Academy, the Mustangs. Both teams coming in perfect in region play. And this one would go the way of Plainview tonight. They get it done 49-27. Plainview over Madison Academy. And Plainview head coach Dale Pruitt, kind enough to spend a few minutes with us. on the Scoreboard Show hotline. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, obviously, you knew coming in this was going to be a tough one. Madison Academy coming in, plenty of offensive weapons. You know, they had the ability to get it done, and I mean, this one was great. What was the difference tonight for your team?
Well, I think we could run the football, and that helped us. We could use some clock running the football because it kind of kept their offense off the field some. And I just think that, you know, in the end, that was a big difference. Early, we had a couple of turnovers, and they, you know, made good of both of them. And then they turned it over one time themselves. But still, I think that was a big difference. I think it was between where most games are won in the trenches, and I think our kids did a pretty good job battling. It was pretty even in there, but I think in the end we were able to control a little bit more.
Yeah, how have you seen this offensive line kind of develop as the season's gone along?
Well, basically most of them started last year. We had one injury on the offensive line, and another kid started. But the thing about it, most of these kids have been playing since before they could drive. I was telling them earlier, we last year we'd feed them. If we ever fed them any time, we had to sit and wait on their parents to come get them because they didn't know them how to be driver's license. But this year we got driver's license, so we're a little better.
So obviously the offensive line did well, opened up some holes offensively. Defensively, how did your line hold up against a very physical? I know they were banged up, Madison Academy front line, but how well did the defensive line play against a Madison Academy offense?
Well, I mean, their quarterback is just very good. He's hard to get on the ground. He throws the ball well, and so he was a big difference. He kept a lot of their drives. Of course, they got a good running back also, but the little quarterback, he did a lot of 3rd and 11s and that kind of stuff. And so it about run our linemen to death trying to keep them in the pocket. So we had to use several linemen and just for pass rush purposes. And the little man, he's pretty good. And but anyway, the bottom line is, you know, we could control the ball a little bit more, and it was getting some big plays in the second half with big long runs and that kind of stuff.
Dale Pruitt, head coach of the Plainview Bears, joining us on the Scoreboard Show hotline. Coach, with the win tonight, you win that region. You still have to finish it up next week, and that is a road game against an improving JP2 squad.
Yes. We watching film on them and Madison Academy last week. One of my coaches said, "Coach," he said, "that next bunch we play," he said, they'll be a test too, and they will be. They're very much improved. They can throw the ball. They can run the football. They did a good job defensively. So, you know, they're well coached, and so we'll have our hands full.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Enjoy this one. Look forward to wrapping up region play with that 9-team region. You got one more region game to go, and that is next week on the road against JP2 on a Thursday night. A little different, a little shorter week of preparation for you.
Right. It'll be a quick turnaround, and you know that's plus that's Halloween the next night, so I'm proud we got that worked out. Plus, it gives us a chance to, you know, for the playoffs, get ready a little bit on that extra day. So, it's after next week, it's 1 week at a time.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Enjoy the weekend, and best of luck next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Dale Pruitt, kind enough to spend a few minutes with us. His Plainview Bears victorious tonight over Madison Academy. They're going to take that upper step in that Class 4A Region 8. 10:42. We got some scores. I tell you what, let's hit some Class 6A scores.
Class 6A scores.
All right, Class 6A Region 8, Fort Payne over Lee, 49-24. Hazel Green over Southside, 38-29. Gaston City over May Jemison, 13-12. Class 6A Region 7, Coleman Buckhorn, non-region game. Coleman victorious, 22-19. Buckhorn will wrap up regular season play next week against Grissom. Columbia Jasper 61-22 over Columbia. Muscle Shoals over Hartselle, 31-17. Athens over Decatur, 49-14. Class 6A Region 6, Oxford over Huffman, 55-6. And Clay Chalkville over Pinson Valley, 52-14. Class 5A scores.
Class 5A scores.
Guntersville over Douglas, 28-14. Boaz over Arab, 37-22. Class 5A Region 7, it was West Point over Ardmore, 25-20. That is a big Class 5A Region 7 score because that does give West Point the 4th seed in Class 5A Region 7. So in Class 5A Region 7, Fairview is going to be your 1 seed. Russellville is going to be your 2 seed. Priceville is going to be your 3 seed. And West Point will be your 4th seed in Class 5A Region 7. Class 5A Region 6, St. Clair over Jacksonville, 27-0. Let's go Class 4A.
Class 4A scores.
All right, Class 4A Region 8, Westminster Christian Academy 3 better than New Hope, 28-25. North Jackson over Randolph, 27-21. Plainview over Madison Academy, 49-27. Class 4A Region 7. Let's make a pit stop there. West Morgan checking in at number 3 in Class 4A. No problems with Wilson tonight, 42-7 your final. Hatton knocks off Central Florence 42-7 there. Now, Hatton does lock up the 3 seed in Class 4A Region 7. They got the winner, or I should say the loser of the Plainview Madison Academy game in round 1 of the playoffs. So Madison Academy and Hatton will meet in round 1 of the high school playoffs there in Class 4A. Plainview, again, your number 1 seed in Class 4A Region 8. And that is either going to be Central Florence or Brooks. We're going to break that all down here in just a minute. Class 4A Region 6, Westbrook Christian over Weaver, 63-20. Aniana over Hokes Bluff, 21-14. Alexandria over Etowah, 40-22, of course. And then Anniston 51-6 over White Plains. Class 4A Region 5, it was Cordova over Haleyville 14-13. And then Cherokee County over Asheville 42-18. Of course, that's a 4A Region 6 score. Cherokee County holding down number 6 in the Class 4A rankings. All right, we got 15 minutes left. Let's get our final break in. When we come back, we'll do it all 7-1. Plus, you never know who's going to join the show.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Tom Luganville here from my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware is your locally owned and operated hardware store. We're not just about numbers, we're about helping neighbors, because our Ace Hardware store is part of your community. We're committed to being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. As the helpful hardware folks in your neighborhood, we promise that helping you is the most important thing we have to do today. Stop by and visit Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware today, 1536 Blunt Avenue in Guntersville.
The AVCA Beach Volleyball Pairs National Championships are back in Huntsville this November. 64 of the nation's top pairs in collegiate beach volleyball are hitting the sand in a weekend packed with big serves, wild rallies, and high-flying action. It's fast, it's fun, and best of all, it's free. You don't want to miss the excitement live, so grab your sunglasses, rally your crew, and join us at John Hunt Park Sand Volleyball Courts from November 7th to the 9th.
Firehawk Aerospace is a non-traditional defense contractor advancing the state of propulsion to strengthen the U.S. Defense Initiative. Founded in 2019, Firehawk Aerospace established early leadership in manufactured propulsion with the development of 3D printed hybrid rocket fuel grains. Visit firehawkaerospace.com to learn more. That's firehawkaerospace.com.
Need tough equipment you can count on? Christopher Equipment has you covered. Whether it's air compressors, trenchers, bucket lifts, concrete tools, generators, skid steers, and more. Serving you with locations in Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Manchester, Fayetteville, and Hazel Green. Christopher Equipment. From job site to backyard, rent or buy, Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project.
We are a championship school, and school is in session.
He'll go on the toss to Jam. He cuts it back. He's got a first down.
Join us Saturday as the Crimson Tide head east for SEC action against South Carolina. Our coverage begins at 11:30 on your home for Alabama football.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Preston Judah, head coach of the Grissom Tigers, and you're listening to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back into the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. We talked about Class 4A Region 8. We talked about the big one, Plainview Madison Academy, but there was another big one as well, North Jackson and Randolph. We needed to find out who was going to be the 3 seed and who was going to be the 4th seed in Class 4A Region 8. And then when the dust all settles in this one tonight, North Jackson victorious 27-21 in a fantastic ball game. And North Jackson, let's go out to the Scoreboard Show hotline, shall we? North Jackson head coach Joe Hollis Jr., kind enough to join us for a couple minutes here. Coach, congratulations on another tough win.
Oh, it was appreciate it, guys. No, just it was a crazy finish. We thought we had it with about 1:40 left. Kind of controversial deal. We jumped to the corner of the end zone. We thought we had a touchdown. Ended up putting us down on the 1-yard line. We fumbled the snap the next play, and our defense did a great job holding them in the end zone. And they punted the ball back to us with about 45 seconds, and we drove it down the field and called a timeout with about 4 seconds to go, and we're going to attempt a field goal with a tie ball game. And our left guard jumped off sides, and maybe he made the biggest play of the night, because then we had to back up 5 yards, so kicking it wasn't an option. And we got into a trip set, and it was an untimed down last play, and our quarterback, Keaton Long, dropped back and threw about a 30-yard pass, and Nick Price Jr. caught it in the end zone for a walk-off finish. Really, really proud of our guys, though. It was an exciting game.
You knew coming over this was going to be a tough ball game. David Lloyd's coaching. You know, it's going to be a tough physical Randolph team. You do finish I guess not finished. Still got one more region game left, but this is part of back-to-back region wins. Big time for back-to-back region wins because it does give you now that third seed for the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Can't give those guys enough credit. Coach Lloyd and his staff, they do a tremendous job. They had us, we got down 14-0 early, and they were doing some really good things on both sides of the football that was giving us some problems. So we had to kind of recollect ourselves at halftime. And, anytime you can give yourself a position to be the 3 seed, I mean, these 9-team regions, man, they are tough. And these coaches we coach against and these teams, they're good football teams. And just proud of our guys and them finding a way to stay in it, not get too down with some of the momentum swings, and finding a way to finish there at the end.
Well, Coach, talk about next week. You finish up with DAR. You mentioned that 9-team region and Class 4A Region 8, just one of, I think, a couple regions that still have region games left next week. You got DAR at home. You do know now you're going to be a third seed in the playoffs. How do you, obviously it's a big game because it's a region game, but how do you treat that game next week knowing that you got playoffs the week ahead?
Well, I mean, you just go at it like you do every week. When in this 9-team region, our non-region schedule was over after week 1. So it's kind of been playoff mentality. You're focusing on going 1-0 every week. And DAR will come in here prepared, and we're going to play them on Thursday night at RD Hicks. So we want a bunch of fans to come out to the game. But, they're going to run the wing tee, and they're going to be physical. And we can't get too far ahead, and then we'll start prepping for the playoffs on Friday. But we won't know till our game's over Thursday night who we're going to be, because West Morgan and Deschler both play, and they're undefeated, and they both play next week. So we know we're going to get somebody good. We just don't know who it's going to be.
All right, Joe Hollis Jr., head coach of the North Jackson Chiefs, kind enough to spend a couple minutes with us. Coach, congratulations on the win. Best of luck next week, wrapping it up against DAR for the regular season. And enjoy this one tonight, but best of luck next week.
Hey, guys, thanks for all you do. Go Chiefs.
All right, there you go. Joe Hollis Jr., North Jackson head coach, kind enough to join us for a couple minutes. All right, let's run down as many scores as we can here for a couple minutes. We do want to try to get Thomas Ashworth in from AL.com because he was at the Hartselle Muscle Shoals game. Want to get his take on what was a fantastic ball game tonight there at J.P. Kane Stadium. All right, Class 7A.
Class 7A scores.
All right, James Clemens over Albertville, 45-0. Huntsville over Bob Jones, 21-10. Austin over Grissom, 35-14. Sparkman over Florence, 21-4-21. Class 6A.
Class 6A scores.
All right, Fort Payne over Lee, 49-24. It was Hazel Green over Southside, 38-29. Gaston City over May Jemison, 13-12. Class 6A Region 7, non-region game. Coleman gets the best of Buckhorn, 22-19. Jasper over Columbia, 61-22. And Muscle Shoals over Hartselle, 31-17. Athens over Decatur, 49-14. Class 6A Region 6, Oxford over Huffman. And it was Clay Chalkville over Pinson Valley. Class 5A.
Class 5A scores.
All right, Guntersville over Douglas, 28-14. Boaz over Arab, 37-22. 5A Region 7. West Point a winner. Russellville a winner over Pricefield, 27-13. Fairview over East Limestone, 40-10. And Class 5A Region 6, St. Clair County over Jacksonville, 27-0. Class 4A.
Class 4A scores.
Westminster over New Hope, 28-25. North Jackson over Randolph, 27-21. Plainview over Madison Academy, 49-27. Class 4A Region 7. West Morgan over Wilson, 42-7. And then Hatton over Central Florence, 42-7 as well. Now, Hatton wraps up that third seed in Class Region 7, 4A Region 7. They get Madison Academy in round 1 of the playoffs. We said we wanted to recap what happened inside J.P. Kane Stadium. He was there from AL.com. Our good buddy Thomas Ashworth with us now. Thomas, boy, you had yourself a fantastic ball game tonight.
Yeah, just two unbelievable teams. Probably two of the most complete teams in Class 6A going at it. I mean, like you said, just a ridiculous matchup and a really good win for a really, really good Muscle Shoals team.
Yeah, take us through it. Hartselle builds a lead. Muscle Shoals, and only Muscle Shoals' fashion, shuts them out in the second half and gets that come-from-behind win.
Yeah, Hartselle went up early. Kane Falciani caught 2 touchdown passes early, 63 and 39 yards from Carter Lee. They go up 17-3 after a pair of field goals, and then Muscle Shoals made it 17-10 after halftime. But they closed out the game with 28 straight points. And part of that was obviously it helps that you have 2 interceptions from Tylen Smith, just a really good defensive back, really good safety. But the second one was taken for a pick six with just 2 minutes left to play. The defense was clicking for Muscle Shoals, and that's a really, really good defense. And Hartselle is an excellent defense as well, but it just kind of came down to, who was going to make the last play. And, Muscle Shoals did that. They iced the game with that pick six, but just an unbelievable game between 2 really good teams who are definitely going to be a problem in the playoffs.
All right, big games all around the region tonight, Thomas. Playoff regions getting settled. Boy, if you know the tiebreaker rules in Class 7A Region 4, you can feel free to help us out on that one.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on in that region, honestly. It's from the first game of the year, it was just like, what the crap's going to happen in this region? And we still have no clue. It's just going to come down to, it looks like, some of the games that some teams have left to play. I know Florence has a really good Oxford team. Sparkman, they have a bye week after they had their non-region games earlier in the year. And and Homewood is coming to Madison. They're going to play James Clem. So there's a lot that's left to be decided. But I don't like to speculate just because I know if I say something, I'm definitely going to get it wrong. Like you said, just a ridiculous 7A Region 4 right now. There's no telling what it's going to look like by the end of it.
All right. Thomas Ashworth, AL.com, kind enough to spend a minute with us. Thomas, thanks so much. But where are you going to be next week to wrap up the regular season?
Man, I don't know. There's a ton of good games. I might be at state volleyball. We got a lot of good volleyball teams over here, but I guess we'll see. There's a lot of good games for sure.
But thanks for joining us for a minute or so on the Scoreboard Show. Appreciate you. AL.com is where they can find you.
Yes, sir. Get some sleep.
All right, Thomas Ashworth, kind enough to spend some minutes with us. Guys, that's going to do it for the two. That's going to do it. We're going to put a cap on the regular season next week. We're going to start focusing on the playoffs as well. We're going to run down playoff matchups. Going to run down it all next week. We'll get you through the regular season. It's the Woody Anderson Ford High School Football Scoreboard Show, powered by Lake Guntersville Ace Hardware. Enjoy your Saturday of college football. Stay safe.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Alabama! Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Good response from the defending 6A champs after losing the region title to Homewood the week before. They came out and took control of the game early and kind of made a statement. I think that they're going to be a serious contender to defend their state title, when the playoffs begin here in about a week.
Yeah, and I think back